All right, UFC 250 post-fight breakdown. Let's go. Now, I already spoke about Conor's fake retirement on a different video, so I'm not going to touch on that. You can just go find that one. All right, let's talk about UFC 250 because there's a million things to go over. Let's start with Amanda Nunes and just get that out of the way because there are a million bantamweights we got to talk about. Here's the deal. Amanda Nunes is the GOAT, okay? Lots of GOAT talk recently because Conor did his GOAT thread, or the Mac Life who runs his Twitter, GOAT thread, here's why I'm the fucking GOAT. So everybody's like, oh wait, what did Conor say? Oh, Conor's talking about the GOAT. Now everyone has to weigh in. He literally, like, okay, the people who run his Twitter are assholes. Not assholes, but this is, you know, like I said, very obvious when it's him and when it's not. But one thing I can say for sure is they pull a string and the whole MMA community is like, oh, he says he's the GOAT. I need to weigh in. He's like, oh, Conor retired? Jeez, I need to weigh in on that. He's just like, oh, here are your balls. Vice grip. Oh, no, make you feel good. Vice grip. Vice grip on the whole MMA community's balls. Anyway, so with that out of the way, let's talk about Amanda Nunes because she is the GOAT. If you want to talk about most dominant fighter in their respective divisions, there is no comparison, okay? No one is in the conversation with Amanda Nunes. And as a matter of fact, that's my fucking answer now. People have been asking me that a lot lately. I've been like, GSP probably, GSP, just in terms of cleaning out his division completely. Most people fought twice. Nunes is my new answer, okay? Because these people aren't going to fight each other anyway. So we're just talking about dominance. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think Amanda Nunes could beat dudes that are 145 pounds. I like, at the very least, there are no easy fights out there. I'm not necessarily talking about the absolute top guys, but I picture those fights. Like, I actually watch how fast she is, how powerful she is, and then I try to imagine her in there with, like, some of the top 145-pound dudes. I mean, not like the top guys, but fuck, man. Get her in there with number 15. I'm telling you, dude, that is not a walk in the park for anybody, okay? So when it comes to fighting people of her own gender, she's the GOAT 100%. So that's my answer now. That is my fucking answer. Who's the GOAT? Amanda Nunes. The only other thing I want to talk about with her particularly is the look on her face in that fight, okay? She literally was smiling at Felicia as if they were having fun together. Like, she was so happy. Like, she literally was looking at her, like, simultaneously, like she looked like Pennywise. Not Pennywise. Is that right? Like, yeah, like she looked like a happy villain in a horror movie. Like, she's like, she was just so, literally, like, go watch that fight or just look at clips. She has the same look on her face the whole time. Literally, it's like this. She's so giddy to just pulverize Felicia Spencer. I was watching, I'm like, dude, she's so awesome, dude. By the way, her tattoo is so sick, dude. Did you guys see her? Dude, she has a full sleeve that's like a gladiator arm shield with it belted across, like the way that the gladiators used to wear the armor on their left arm. Fucking badass, dude. That's one of the sickest tattoos I've ever seen. So, yeah, she's the GOAT. What a fucking killing machine. Now, Felicia Spencer, here's what I want to talk about with her. She pulled the most gangster thing I've ever seen in a fight yesterday. Really, truly, maybe. I mean, I know that's pretty hyperbolic, but let me just qualify it. She was getting tenderized like a piece of meat, okay? She was fucking done. Like, she was beaten to a pulp. The fact that she was still even in the fight at the end of the fourth round was fucking unbelievable. But finally, Amanda really opened up on her and started landing. She fell. Amanda took her back and sunk in a rear naked choke. Like, she was, like, Felicia was, I mean, if Amanda would have made her stand back up and then started punching, she would have knocked her out right then. She was done. Amanda sunk in a fully locked, fully sunken rear naked choke, 100%, no chance that Felicia is going to be awake in 12 seconds. And there are 7 seconds left on the clock, and Felicia didn't tap, okay? She didn't tap because in her mind, she's like, it's only 7 seconds. I can survive this and come out in the fifth, okay? The fifth round, I mean, you talk about the most foregone conclusion ever. I mean, you're going to come out, Amanda Nunes is going to beat the fuck out of you, and then the fight's either going to end with you being finished, or you're going to make it to the end of the round, and, it's going to be a 50-40 fucking decision, right? And she didn't tap and came out in the fifth, like, just didn't even talk about it, like, wasn't even a thing. She just didn't tap, and she was like, she waited it out and she came out. I couldn't fucking believe that. Anyone would have tapped right there. Anyone would have tapped. She had no chance to win, basically none. And listen, when she came out in the fifth, it's not like she behaved like she didn't have any chance to win. She came out and threw with what she had. Anyone who has any less than 100 out of 100 respect for Felicia Spencer after that fight doesn't know shit about this fucking sport, okay? So that's that. Now, let's talk about the 135-pound division because god damn, son. God damn. Okay, I was really excited to talk about Sander or whatever. Fucking hey, god damn it. The dude who fought fucking Sterling. I can't remember his name, Sander something, whatever, because there's something really awesome about him, okay? His tattoo on his back, like what he's done with his body art says so much about that guy. And I can't believe I can't remember his fucking name right now when I'm talking about him. But here's the deal, okay? What that says about himself, okay, so he's this really skinny guy. He's almost 6 foot and he's 135 pounds or fights at 135. So he's this skinny looking dude. He has no tattoos on his arms, nothing. But on his back, he has this full fucking entire back tattoo of like a scene from fucking haunted house fucking nightmare movie, okay? What that says about him is he's a fucking gangster and doesn't want anyone to know it until he wants them to know it, okay? I love that shit. Like, a lot of times you can read a lot about a person from their tattoos. His tattoos say, I think of myself as a fucking think of the movie Red Dragon, right? Like, he thinks of himself as a dragon underneath the exterior of no one ever would think that I am what I am. And then when I show them what I am, like, he gets to decide who gets to see the dragon. I'm really upset that he lost because I wanted to do that conversation about him after winning. However, Jesus, Sterling is a fucking beast, dude. I had no idea his grappling was that good. Like, I was watching him on his feet. I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking good. Like, you know, like before the fights. But some people, when they are practicing jiu-jitsu, you know, like the perfect scenario for a jiu-jitsu fighter is to literally be a human boa constrictor, right? Like, to where you wrap yourself around someone and you just constrict yourself and they go to sleep, right? Or you break a limb or whatever. It's rare when you can just actually see it, where you're like, this guy is constricting on a level where you can see how much it must hurt. You know, like, this guy's so powerful, because some people don't have the body to do it, you know, like, because at the same time, the martial art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is for a smaller, less strong fighter to be able to beat a much larger, much stronger fighter. That's the whole thing. That's how Jiu-Jitsu was adapted to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know, by the Gracie family, was for that purpose. But when you get a guy who is an athletically gifted, strong fucking animal like Sterling, dude, when he fucking put that shit in, it was like the body triangle he had on him, it looked like it was crushing his fucking body, like crushing his ribs. Very impressive, dude. Very, very, very impressive. And you look at the rest of the 135 division now, and it's like, you know what I was thinking? Triple C looks like a bitch. Triple C looks like a bitch. You look like a bitch, Triple C. What's up, dog? You want to go fight Ryan Garcia? You want to go box Ryan Garcia? You sure? You sure you want to fucking do that? Because he'll beat the fuck out of you in boxing. Now, obviously, you'll fuck him up in mixed martial arts, for sure. But here's the deal, okay? And when I say Triple C looks like a bitch, I'm obviously joking. But what I'm saying is, you got a lot of challengers at 135, my man. Like, you got a lot of challengers at 135. You're going to fucking let that belt go? You got Dillashaw coming back, who you haven't beat, okay? You got, all you beat is Marlon Moraes, and then, I mean, Dominic Cruz wasn't even in the fucking conversation, right? So you beat Marlon Moraes. That's who you beat. And you got Sterling, TJ at 135, Cody's back, O'Malley creeping up. You're gonna retire? You're fucking retire? You don't want those fights? You sure? Because those are some fucking serious fights. And listen, I would pick Triple C to win all of them. I think. I'm not gonna dive down that route. But the bottom line is, he's got go get those fucking fights, man. You're the best combat athlete in the world. Like, look at all the challenges you have left at 135. Like, you won the belt, and you took a vacant belt, and then you defended it once against a guy who wasn't a contender. Okay? I mean, I'm not being a prick. That's just fucking reality, right? You did an incredible job building yourself up, promoting yourself, and getting yourself to where now you have a name. Okay, well, now you got challengers, my man. Now you got real challengers. Dude, Garbrandt, fuck. Okay, let's start with Garbrandt, because guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to do a separate video on this, because this is one of those things where I get to gloat of being the best fucking MMA analyst in history, okay? Here's the deal. 1 month ago, I did a video after the UFC 249. You guys can go back and watch it, where I talked about, it's actually, you can go look at it. It's my post UFC 249 breakdown. Go to minute 12. Go to minute 12 of that video and watch what I said about Cody Garbrandt. I said, normally, when a guy gets knocked out 3 times in a row, you have to be really shaky on what their future is, right? Like, he lost twice to TJ by knockout, then he lost to Munoz by knockout. Like, you know, you can't be very bullish on a guy coming back. But he's different. I said I watched an interview with him. He talked about how he switched camps and now he has a game plan. And they talked about what his game plan was and how striking is just a game of tag. And he needs to not get so caught up and try to knock people out. He needs to stay within himself, strike. And I said, watch how fucking sick he's going to be when he comes back. Watch how fucking sick he's going to be when he comes back. And guess what he did? All he did different was he prioritized not getting hit over hitting the other guy. That's it. That's all he had to do because he's so fast, he's so powerful, and he's so good. All he has to do is just prioritize not getting hit because the threat of his bombs keep people from getting to go barreling in, right? Like, they don't get to come swing at him crazy when he's going defensive because he has so much power. They have to give him that respect, which gives him the ability to choose when he comes in and out. He could not have fought a better fight last night. Could not. And Assuncio is dangerous. I was worried about that fight, man. Also because he's one of my favorite fighters. But fuck, he looked good, man. He looked so, he fought a perfect fight. A fucking perfect fight. And yeah, I fucking called that shit, didn't I? Didn't I? Fucking GOAT, son. The best MMA analyst in the history of this motherfucking sport, son. God damn. What was it? What else have I been right about? Connor's Twitter, Cody Garbrandt, motherfucking everything else. Jesus. I'm getting tired. Fucking tired being right all the time. Anyway, but yeah, so who else? Sean O'Malley. Woo! Put that guy in front of a contender, like, immediately. Here's the deal about O'Malley and why they're very gradually bringing him up, okay? You get a Sean O'Malley once every 10 years, maybe. He's a superstar. A fucking like a grand superstar. He's a Conor McGregor, not quite Conor McGregor, almost. Like, Conor, here's the deal, okay? The reason why Conor became Conor is because there is a very simple recipe to become Conor, which is almost impossible to do, right? You need to have 3 components, okay? You need to be a fucking boss on the mic, a killing machine. Can you fucking imagine if I could fight like these guys? If I could fight like those fucking guys? Do you understand? If I could fight like them and I was a knockout artist and I won 10 consecutive fights, I'd be the biggest star in the fucking world because I'm a goat on the mic, okay? These guys don't have mic skills like me. However, they kind of have me in that other department. But Conor has the fucking goat on the mic skills. He's exciting to watch and knocks guys out. He calls his shots and wins, okay? That's it. It's as simple as that. Mic skills, charisma, exciting to watch, win your fights. That's it, okay? Sean O'Malley is good on the mic and interesting, exceptionally exciting to watch, knocks him out, calls his shots and wins. He's missing one thing, but he kind of is interesting anyway. You know what I mean? Like, even though he's not a goat on the mic, he's got a million tattoos. He's like, you know, comes out with rainbow hair. He's an interesting character. So even though he's not like, you know, killing machine on the mic like Conor or Shale or me. Oh man, I actually laugh. Like, it just for the record, when I put myself in the same category as these guys, internally, I am laughing. Like, just so we're clear. Like, I am laughing internally, even though it's true, but I'm simultaneously laughing. Anyway, but Sean O'Malley is interesting. People are interested in him. He's he's an interesting guy, dude. And he has all the other boxes checked. So, what that means for the UFC is they're going to be very careful who they have him fight. Like, so someone on my live last night was like, they got to have Cody fight O'Malley. Fuck that. That is the worst fight you can make. There's no fucking way they make that fight. And you know why? Those are the 2 biggest stars in the division, okay? Cody is a star. Cody is a big star. Cody's a star like, you know, Cody could be like I don't know, like I'm having trouble comparing him because he's not a Conor star. O'Malley's a Conor star. Almost, you know? Not really almost. I mean, no one's Conor, but he'll be a really big star. Cody is kind of right there. The rest of the guys are great fighters, but there's something missing, right? There's always something that's kind of missing there. They don't have the total package like those 2 guys do. So you don't have those guys fight. And O'Malley, now you got to pick who has the biggest name in the top 7 who he's most likely to beat. I mean, straight up, that is the next fight that you make, right? You give him someone in the top 7 who has a big name who you think he's going to beat because you need him to win. Like that guy, like this is a business, okay? Like, and we can talk a lot about the business stuff because of all the stuff going on with Masvidal, John Jones, everybody asking for more money. We're going to get there. But it's a business, and so there are a lot of things that factor into that. And if you think that matchmaking, and when you very rarely find a star like that, if you think that the UFC is not going to carry them and try to lift them up, you're out of your fucking mind. Okay, you got like guys like Darren Till, star, Cody Garbrandt, star, Conor McGregor, star, Sean O'Malley, star, right? Like there aren't that Masvidal, star. You don't have that many, right? You just don't have that many of them. And so those guys, you know, I mean, now when you get to Masvidal level, now it's a matter of give them the championship shots and whatever. But like as they're on their way up, you got to be careful because it's a business and you need to build them up. If Sean O'Malley gets knocked out by some top guy, that kills his earning power, and you have to be careful of that. Like, there's no easy fights. That's one thing I was going to say about 135. You look at the top 9, there is literally not a single person in the top 9 that I think decisively beats anyone else in the top 9. Like, they're all so fucking good, dude. And Sean O'Malley's not even in the top 9, dude. Like, that's, dude, when I looked at the rankings in 135 yesterday, I was like, oh my God. Like, when Triple C was there, it was kind of like, geez, who's he going to fight next? And then in one night, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, he's got 1 million guys he has to fight. Just like that. They just did a 135 showcase, and it was like, fuck, dude. That might be the most stacked division in the entire UFC. I mean, honestly, it's fucking unbelievable. Just go look. Everyone is sick, dude. Aldo, fucking Peter Yan, Triple C, Sterling, fucking Munoz, Cody, TJ's coming back, O'Malley. It's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. And all those guys are super exciting. Like, every one of those guys is a banger. So, yeah, man, 135 is very, 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 very exciting. Okay, so let's move on to the other thing about the business. Hang on, let me just make sure I'm not missing nothing. Nope. All right, so the UFC is a business, okay? UFC is a business. So you have all these guys who are asking for more money. Okay, so here's the thing about that, right? I understand why they're asking for more money. But what Dana said last night, if this is true, it's kind of like, what's happening here? He said John Jones and Masvidal both have like 6 or 7 fights left on their contract. And like that Masvidal has fought once on his 7-fight contract. And it's like, dude, I mean, if that's true, then what are they haggling over? I don't understand. Like, what's the haggle? It might be because Masvidal is not getting a piece of the pay-per-view if he fights Usman, because in his contract, you know, maybe he had a special deal for the BMF one. That's possible. But I will say this. If Masvidal is not getting a piece of the pay-per-view and Usman is, when Masvidal's the way bigger draw, that's bullshit. I mean, honestly, that's fucked up. You know, I mean, it's in his contract, but if I'm Masvidal, I completely understand why I would feel that way. But at the same time, Masvidal, one of my favorite fighters, I fucking love you. I think you're going to win that fucking fight. I think you're going to win that fight. And if you do, then you're going to be getting back-end pay-per-view, and you're going to be the biggest star in the UFC. You're going to make Conor money. You're going to make fuck you money. Take the fight, go fucking win it, dude. I know you'll win it, all right? But anyway, the point is this, though. Like, Dana made an excellent point where he's like, dude, what? He's like, these guys are bitching about money. He's like, do you understand the only reason that you're in the position to bitch about money is because of what I trailblazed in the middle of this pandemic? Like, there's no other sports going on. Do you guys understand the shit Dana had to go through to get fucking UFC spun back up? And it's like, okay, like, and again, I hear these guys, right? It's like, okay, John Jones makes $5 million. Okay, cool. Like, it's a lot of dough, right? You fight 3 times a year, you made $15 million. Like, are you know, is that, come on, man. Like, you don't have forever to do this. Just like, let's, anyway, it's neither here nor there. The bottom line is this. Dana has made UFC happen right now in the middle of the pandemic. Dana's made UFC happen from the get-go, okay? And this goes into the larger conversation about the business, okay? You know what? Let me just scrap what I was talking about. Let me compare. I should probably do another video on this. I'm going to actually do this here, and then I'm going to do another video on it to make sure I get it out both times, because a lot of people probably won't make it this late. This is a message that needs to be heard, okay? So John Jones says, Deontay Wilder makes $30 million. I'll settle for half that. Okay. Do you understand why that's not an apples to apples comparison? I mean, do you guys understand? Because let me explain it. Okay. Boxing is a sport. UFC is a company. Okay. It's not the same thing at all. UFC, like mixed martial arts, is a sport. Okay. Boxing is a sport. UFC is a company. Okay. Now, Dana saying that these guys are independent contractors and they don't have to fight, that's bullshit. Okay, that is a fucking the only time, I mean, you guys know me, Dana, I have more respect for this fucking guy than any other human being on earth. From a business standpoint, from everything he's built, I have to preface the next thing I'm going to say because I fucking love Dana. I would go work for him in literally 1 second, like 1 second. But I understand why he has to say this. He's in the middle of a tough situation with the pandemic. They don't have crowds and guys are asking for more money. I get it. But him saying that these guys are independent contractors and they don't have to fight is bullshit. And if you don't realize it's bullshit, then you're a fucking idiot, okay? They're locked into their UFC contract. They cannot fight anywhere else. So he's right. Yeah, you don't have to fight. But at the same time, you can't fight anywhere else, okay? Like, they're professional fighters. They're locked into fighting at UFC. They can't go box. They can't go to Bellator. They can't go fight. They can't do anything. They can't do anything where they're fighting for money, right? So him saying they're independent contract is bullshit, okay? It's structured as independent contractors in their deals, but they're locked in. So, you know, these guys don't have to fight. It's bullshit. He knows it's bullshit, but I understand why he's doing it. Here's the larger picture there, okay? Dana can't have these guys making that much money, okay? Here's why. Again, UFC is a fucking company, right? He has to think about the shareholders. That is what you do when you're the CEO of a company. And I get it, most people don't understand this, but this is just reality. When you're the CEO, your job is not to put on good fights, okay? Your job is to look after the shareholders and make them as much money as possible while keeping the company healthy. That is your fucking job. That's what he gets paid 30 or 40 or $50 million a year to do, whatever he makes, right? And this is trickle down economics, right? What's good for the company should be good for the fighters, except in one case, okay? If he pays guys too much, okay? If he pays guys too much, then they have the ability to just say, well, I'm just not going to fight. And he's going to have to be he's going to be dealing with that constantly, right? Like, so as soon as he gives a guy a $100 million payday, like Conor got, look at what happens with Conor. How much has Conor fought since then, right? They allowed Conor to do the Mayweather fight. Why? Because they thought that the upside of attention on UFC due to this fight would eclipse, even if Conor never fought again, the spectacle that would be the Conor McGregor versus Mayweather fight was marketing that would eclipse the value of Conor just continuing to fight in UFC absent that, okay? If you think he did it because he's friends with fucking Conor, you're wrong, okay? You're fucking wrong. Like, that's why they did it. And so when guys are asking for $20 million a fight, he's not going to do that, because if he starts paying them $20 million a fight, then they have leverage to never fight again, which is the only leverage that fighters have. That's the only leverage they have. That's why Triple C retires. I'm retired. You're not fucking retired. You want $2 million a fight. You've said this publicly, okay? So you're not retired. You're holding out, right? Okay? Guys saying, I'm not going to fight, is the only leverage they have. So if Dana pays them as much as they could potentially maybe be worth, then they can all start holding out. So every one of his stars all of a sudden has the ability to say, fuck you, I'm just not going to fight. Okay? How is he going to be taking care of shareholder value if that's the case that he's dealing with all the time? How can he do his job that way? He can't, is the answer. Okay? So he can't pay these guys $20 million a fight. And also because they're not worth that. You want to know why they're not worth that? Because they can't get it anywhere else. Like, you know what I mean? The amount of money that the UFC is making is actually kind of irrelevant. Okay? Because what your value, like, here's the thing. If he's paying John Jones $100,000 per fight, or he's paying these guys $100,000 a fight, then as soon as their contract's up, then some other fucking organization is going to pop up and they're going to pay him $200,000, right? Like, that's your value is your market value. And I realize the UFC has done an amazing job of swallowing up every single other competitor, where they basically have a monopoly on the business where no one's going to be able to do that. But at the same time, if they pay them such little money, then that is exactly what will happen. So they've run an incredibly intelligent business, but banging with them over money when you are making millions of dollars, it's a losing battle, because you don't have another option. So the only thing that you can do as a fighter, you have one angle to get paid more money, one, and it is to promote yourself to a point where you saying, listen, I'm just not going to fight, damages the UFC more than paying you the additional money that you're asking for. It's that simple. There is no more conversation. That's it. That is the end of the conversation, okay? Now, again, when you guys see me, I'm going to reshoot this part. I'm going to upload it as a separate video. When you guys see it, don't act like I'm trying to double dip. I just am assuming that most people won't fucking watch this far. So that is what I got. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Tell everybody. Like the video, please. Best MMA analyst in the world. And you guys are confirming that when you tell me in the comments. So tell me in the comments. Because I might be talking shit and you're like, you don't know shit, son. I get insight like this on all these other channels. Not. All right. Love you guys. Later.